All right, I'm here to talk about an incredible new tool that's specific for doctors that you, as IBOs, can go out and utilize to grow your groups, your leaders, your unions. Incredible, because this will open a new door that has never been opened before. When I first came to LPGN, one of my goals was to make these testimonials more legitimate, to make doctors understand and feel good about prescribing this product, and to make it easy for you to tell your prospects that yes, they can talk to their doctors. And that's not an easy task, because it has to be simple and quick, because doctors have very little time. Okay, this is a new tool, and I say for doctors, but I should say it's for IBOs, because it's for you to use to convince doctors that we have a product that's legitimate. Okay, first of all, how can you talk to my doctor? Well, you have to understand what the concerns are. Why are doctors so skeptical? Well, first of all, a lot of doctors don't even believe in supplements. They just, I don't want to talk about supplements. Second of all, they're very concerned about drug interactions, as they should be. The doctors are defensive. They're giving out medication, and you want them to take a supplement, and they don't know if this supplement is going to interact poorly with their medication. Third of all, with most drugs that they've used all their lives. See, when you leave medical school, you start your practice, you see a few patients, you're set on certain drugs. Why? Because you know the good, the bad, everything about that drug. And so you do not want to change. And doctors are the hardest to change. So consequently, they want to know everything and the potential side effects of the supplement that you're talking about. Most importantly, they want to know what studies back up these drugs, because every drug that they read in a prescription, they know there are studies for them. They can find those studies immediately. So if there's a concern, they have a backup behind them. Because again, doctors are conservative and very defensive. And last but not least, those studies are published. They're published in peer-reviewed journals. People, all kinds of doctors have looked at the studies before they got published. So they have, again, a validation that, yes, this is something I can use. So let's go through these concerns and see what we can talk and show you how it's balanced. Belief in supplements. Okay, doctors don't believe in supplements, and doctors always say the same thing. If you eat a well-balanced diet, you should get all the supplements your body needs. Ha ha. Precisely why we need supplements. You answered your own question, doctor. We don't eat a well-balanced diet. Who does? I know I don't. I don't eat all day long and I eat at night. And it goes on and on. Nobody eats a well-balanced diet, so the very answer that they give you is the reason that they should be giving supplements. Okay, let's talk about drug interactions. Again, doctors would be concerned if they're taking high blood pressure meds, if they're taking cholesterol meds, they're taking diabetic meds, and those are just the simple ones, let alone the more complicated ones. So they're going to want to know if these medications are going to conflict with the supplements that you're talking about. Well, there are no drug interactions. Laminine has been around for more than 3 years, been taken by millions of people, and there have been no drug interactions that have been brought to my attention, and there's no drug interactions that have been brought to the attention of the FDA. So at this point, there are no drug interactions. Side effects. Are there rashes? Are there coughs? Do you have shortness of breath? Well, once again, as far as we can see, for the last 3 years since Laminine came out, there are no side effects, no rashes, the rashes that we have seen have been more involved with, like we spoke about yesterday, that had to do with potential allergies or retracing reactions. All right, studies. Is there a real study? Is it double-blind? Is it placebo-controlled? Why do we talk about double-blind and placebo-controlled? For those of you who don't understand, double-blind means I'm the researcher, you're the participant. I don't know what you're taking, and you don't know what you're taking. One of them is a placebo, but none of us know. That is the most unbiased way of doing a study. It is what is known around the world, the golden standard of doing a study. Because if you know what you're taking, you may have a psychological effect. Or if I know what you're taking, then I'm going to expect something. None of us expect anything because we don't know who's taking what. And that is the most unbiased way, and it is, therefore, the golden standard of all studies. Well, we now have a double-blind, placebo-controlled study. It was completed this year, and right after this discussion, I will present all the results of that study. That is, for the first time in a supplement, we have a double-blind, placebo-controlled study. And publications. Doctors want to know if they can read it in a journal. Doctors want to know if it's in a respected book. Doctors want to know if it's in a doctor's reference. Well, you've all been to a doctor. When you go to the doctor, I want you to think back. You come in and you say, Doc, my friend used this drug, and let's just talk about drugs. And my friend used this drug, and I'd like to try it because I think it might help me. In fact, I did try it, and it did help me, so I want you to prescribe it for me. And the doctor looks and says to you, well, tell me what the name of the drug is. And how many, And then you know what he does next? Think now, remember. He said to you, you know what? I'll be right back. And he comes back to his office, and he looks inside a book, and he's like, oh, how old is she? How many pills can I give her? What's the milligram dosage? Okay, because I've never used this drug before. And now he comes and he writes a prescription. And what did he go do? He went to his office to look at this. This is the physician's doctor's reference, better known around the world as the PDR. It is the #1 reference for doctors to look at for all types of medications, and it is called the PDR. Every year, at the beginning of the year, 60,000 of these are sent to every doctor in the country. Of course, now it is really done by digital, by CD, much faster and much easier. So, the 2015 physician's desk reference will come out in January. And this reference is the trusted leader in essential prescribing and labeling information for over 65 years. And the all-new 2015 PDR Laminine. Laminine is in the PDR. Laminine. So you no longer have to argue with your doctor, because the doctor can look in his PDR and the doctor just check in the PDR. And he'll be able to see it right there. And we actually have the printout of what is in the PDR. And here it is, the prescribing insert. Every drug that is in the PDR, every supplement that's in the PDR has a PI, which is the prescribing insert. Is that amazing? So now I can keep my job for another year. And all those little boxes that you see in there are actually the study that I did on Laminine Omega and Laminine. So it is published in the PDR. It is a study. It is a double-blind, placebo-controlled study. You can get a copy of this easily with the link that's in your back office. You can take a copy of that and give it to every prospect. You can give it to every doctor. It is in the PDR.